I have made over $15,000 from one single campaign that I ran for about 2 weeks targeting the recruitment industry, but that wasn't the real one. This exact campaign led to multiple retainer clients that now pay me $5,000 every single month. In today's video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about targeting recruitment. I'll show you how they think, how they speak, and most importantly, how to cut through the noise of every marketing and lead gen agency trying to sell them. Because once you understand how they operate, positioning yourself becomes effortless and closing deals feel like a cheat code. I'm also going to be sharing some of the winning copy templates that work to me so you can plug them in your own outreach to start getting results faster. My name is Saad and I've scaled my sales team agency from $0 all the way to $80,000 a month in about 8 months by building and selling high ROI sales systems using no-code tools like Make.com. But I didn't start here. I spent months trapped in the Upwork grind, sending out proposal after proposal, only to get ghosted or lowballed by clients who wanted campaign results on a tap water budget. Then, just when I thought I was finally making some progress, Upwork banned my accounts just because I changed countries. They locked up $2,000 of my hard-earned money, and just like that, everything I was building for months was gone. So the goal of this channel is to teach you how to use AI and automation in 2025 so you can build and sell high ROI sales systems from $2,000 all the way to $10,000 per deal. Because let's be real, if you're here, you're drowning in a sea of bullshit expert advice while your bank account sells empty. You're exhausted from consuming endless content that promises results that delivers nothing. Or maybe you're stuck in a soul-crushing job that you hate, or even worse, jobless, and watching opportunities pass you by while others just sell you the dream. Trust me, I've been there and I understand. So first, I'm going to break down exactly how to find high-paying recruitment agencies in 2025 that desperately need your service. I'll show you my step-by-step process for finding these gold mine leads and the exact language patterns that make them instantly respond. You'll get the same AI personalization framework I used to land 10K clients, the strategy most seven-figure agency owners hide from you. I'm also pulling back the curtain on my Make.com automation that does 95% of the work for you. But here's what makes this different. I'm also going to show you how you can sell it so you can make your first sale, even if you're just starting out. So does that sound good to you? If the answer is yes, then let's just dive in. So how was I able to make over $15,000 in one single campaign targeting recruitment? Well, the idea is very simple. All it takes is understanding what they truly care about, right? What they truly care about, which is connecting the right candidates with the right companies. As simple as that. And offering a solution that makes that process easier. Yet so many marketing and lead gen agencies and people in general get caught up in fancy jargon or try to sell meetings and calls as the end goals. So you're completely missing the point, right? The real trick is cutting through all that noise with saying something as straightforward as, I'll help you showcase your best candidates to the companies that need them most. It's basic, but it's exactly what they want. And somehow no one has actually cracked the code of making it that simple. So that's what makes it so powerful. So what you say, instead of saying them, hey, I'll connect you with your dream clients, which is broad, you say, I'll help showcase your best candidates to the companies that need them the most. Because just think about it. What do recruitment companies want? They want to basically, their ideal clients as companies that are actively hiring for the exact roles that they have. So that's exactly what you should be doing and exactly what you should be saying in order for you to close the clients, okay? So we used this value proposition, which is I'll help showcase your best candidates to the companies that need them the most instead of focusing on booking meetings, because it speaks more directly to the core value that recruitment agencies care about, which is delivering top talents to companies, which is the foundation of their business. Okay. So it is simple and direct rather than focusing on booked meetings, which might seem more like a step in the process rather than the ultimate goal. This value proposition focuses on the end results they're striving for. Okay. So connecting the right candidates with the right companies, simplifying the offer. Okay. Which is huge. If you want to get a client in general, like you need to simplify the offer as much as possible and avoid the potential confusion around why they would care about a meeting when they need our hires, right? So by positioning yourself as someone, right, who is helping them achieve their recruitment goals through sales systems, which is exactly what we do, it shows that you understand their struggle, you understand how they speak, how they talk, etc., what they really want in solutions that make their jobs easier and more efficient. So this value proposition cuts through the noise of lead gen agencies that often focus on booked meetings or calls instead of providing like tangible results that solve the actual challenges that they have. So again, focus on value, not process. So agencies are used to being pitched on processes, okay? Like nobody cares, like booked meetings, but your value proposition highlights the end outcome, okay? Showing them how your system will help them place candidates without getting stuck on the intermediary steps of outreach. They care less about the how and more about the results, okay? So now that you understand how I was able to pull this off, I'm going to explain to you and show you exactly how you can source these leads, and the steps are going to be pretty straightforward and easy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use a platform called Apollo, okay? So I'm just going to go to Apollo. And Apollo is going to be our lead sourcing database, kind of like Clutch, kind of like Crunchbase, kind of like LinkedIn, okay? So all you have to do is just go ahead and sign up for free, right? And just log into your account. So I'm just going to log in. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to build a really, really good list. So I'm just going to go to People. And the first thing that I want you to do is always be in this Net New tab. Okay, so click on it, and then the next thing you want to do is you're gonna go to Email Status. Okay, and then you're gonna have to toggle Safe to Send Verified, just to basically filter through all of the leads in Apollo, just to get the verified emails. So we're just gonna toggle this, and then make sure you untoggle Include catch-all emails because we don't want to deal with the catch-all emails, okay? And the next thing I'm going to do is, so I was playing with this, so let me just do this from the beginning. Let me remove all these parameters, these filters, so I can show you exactly how I've done it. So the next thing you want to do is you want to go to Industry Keywords, right? You're going to click on it, and then you're basically going to add in staffing. So staff and recruitment. And once you do that, you're going to have to go to, I'm going to go to countries, which is going to be location. Okay. And then I'm just going to choose United Kingdom. Okay. I want to target the UK. Fun fact, my first client was actually a recruitment client from the UK. Okay, so now I'm going to go to job titles. Okay, so click on job titles and then search for job title. I'm going to type in basically founder. So I want to talk to founders. And then I'm going to also include HR manager because just think about it. Logically speaking, you want to talk to HR managers too. So HR manager, the people are basically working in that recruitment agency or company. And I'm also going to add in recruiter. Yeah. So recruiter. So recruiter. And so I'm already at 3.3K results, which is amazing. Okay. So these are all recruitment agencies in the UK. Now, how do I get this data? The way I'm going to do it is I'm just going to go to Apify. So basically Apify is the gold mine of scraping. Basically you can find scrapers such as Google Maps, Amazon, etc., etc., etc. So you can just go ahead and sign up and go to console. Okay. And then I'm going to go to store. I'm just going to type in Apollo. And the one that I want is probably going to be this one right here, no cookies. We're not going to use edit this cookie to retrieve our session cookie. So only thing I have to do is basically go to Apollo and just copy and control C this, like control C, and then just paste in my search URL right here. And I'm just going to toggle get emails and get personal emails. And so in terms of total numbers of records, if you want to scrape all of these lists, you can, but I would recommend just scraping 2.5K just because you don't want to get array limited. Okay. So I'm just going to put in for example, 400, just to show you a sample data. I'm going to click on start. I'm just going to rent the actor for a day. And then I'm going to click on save and start. Okay. So the scraper is going in. So scraping successfully started, fetching page 1, etc., etc. So while this is scraping, we're going to go ahead to make.com and then we're going to start building our system. Okay. So make.com is basically the glue, the best connector on planet Earth. So I'm going to go to create a new scenario, right? And then what I want is going to be Apify. Just look for Apify, right? Click on Apify and look for get dataset items. Okay. So there you go. So this is the one that I want, get dataset items. And this module, what it means basically is just we're going to retrieve that data scrape from that actor that went ahead and scraped Apollo. And then we're going to retrieve that data in form of a dataset ID. And a dataset ID is basically where the data is stored, right? It's just kind of like the RAM of that scraper. And then we will be able to retrieve that data from Apify and we can see it visually in make.com, which is going to see first name, last name, email, which is amazing because now we can take that data and manipulate it the way we want. Okay. So let me go back to my runs and let's see. So this is scraping, export 100 is already scraping. So output. So all of the emails, etc., etc. These are all verified emails, but we're going to have to add another layer of verification too. We have the headline, helping clients recruit talents in marketing, etc. So these are all recruiters. We have their last name, their LinkedIn URL. We have their name. Organization in Apify just mean the company. Okay, so organization name, this is the name of the company. So organization is company name. Okay, whenever you scrape, if you're like let's say you scrape this data and you're like, where's the company name? And you try to type in company and you can't find this. Well, it's the organization name. Okay, because in the backend, how this scraper works is that they are using organization name rather than company name when this coder actually built this scraper. So this is why you might be wondering this when you are scraping this, when you watch this video. Okay, we have state, England, title, etc. And we are exporting 300 results. And the scraper is going to stop at 500 because we specifically said just 500 records. In your case, you can scrape up to 2.5 results. Is it 300 or 500? Oh, 400. And it stopped at 400. Okay. So now, instead of just exporting this as CSV, I can do it, but I want to have that in Make so I can manipulate it and basically have an automated system that does everything for me. So I'm just going to go to storage and I'm just going to copy this, which is going to be the dataset ID. Okay. But before I actually do that, I'm going to show you how you can authenticate your Apify with Make.com. So you have to go to settings. And then you're going to have to go to API integration and you're just going to have to copy this. So this is your API key. And then you're going to go to Apify. You're going to click on add. And then it's going to be Apify token. And then just paste that in here, right? And then let's just name this recruitment campaign. And then we're going to have to click on save. And now we're successfully authenticated. So now in terms of dataset ID, I'm going to have to go back to my actors and I'm going to go to the last one, right? And I'm going to go to runs, click on the last run and go to storage, right? So this is storage and just copy your dataset ID and then go back to make.com and put it right here. So this is where we're going to find the data. In terms of data transformations, clean format JSON and then limits, just put 1 because we're going to retrieve 1 record. If we put 100, we're going to retrieve 100 record. If we put this empty, then we're going to retrieve every single thing. If we put 5 and offset 5, then we're going to skip the first 5. We're going to retrieve the second 5. So I'm just going to put 1 right here and click save. And I'm going to run once. So there you go. We have first name, Oliver, name, Oliver Short, founder, recruiter, even their photo URL. So there you go, handsome fella. And then we have the email, etc., etc. Okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have to use an email validation tool, which is called mails.so. Just because when you scrape data off Apollo or any platform, you want to make sure all the emails that you're going to send to or reach out to are like 100% valid, because you don't want to mess up with your deliverability. Okay. So I'm just going to click on validate a single email, and the platform we're going to be using is mails.so. But let me give you like a walkthrough of mails.so. So mails.so is one of the cheapest email validation tools. Okay. And I'm just going to have to log in to show you inside. So let me log in. So I have 250,000 credits. And the reason I was able to do this is because in our community, we share a couple platforms where you can get free software, basically. So this is how I was able to get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to API, okay? And then everything you have to do is you're going to have to go to API key, which is your API key right here, and copy it. And then you're just going to have to add your API key here, right? And then let me just name this recruitment campaign, okay? And click save. And there you go. So now I'm going to have to add in the email address right here. Let's just map it. So search item, it's just going to be email. So the first record doesn't have the email. So we're going to have to add in a filter right here, which is condition. So condition email. So, which is this one? Yeah. Email exists. And then let's just skip the first one because we know we don't have an email, and click on save and run once. So the second one isn't found. Let's just put 2 right here, and let's see. So we found the email there, and then results equals risky. So there you go. So mails.so is going to check if any email is risky, and then is basically going to output if it's risky or deliverable, etc. Okay, so now we've scraped the leads, we validated the emails. Now we're going to have to basically use AI personalization and have a powerful outreach. Okay, so I'm just going to use a platform called Exa. Now, Exa is a way where I can basically scrape any website data and basically retrieve their case study, the text, etc., then feed it to AI so it can just generate a crazy AI personalization one-liner or a message. Okay, so I'm just going to go to perform a search, and then let me walk you through Exa. So basically this is Exa, right? I'm going to go to API dashboard. So once you sign up, go to API dashboard, and then they give you $10 off the bat where you can use, and basically you can scrape up to 5,000 pages for like, I believe it's like $1 or something. Yeah, so I'm just going to go to API keys, and then I'm just going to copy it. And then I'm going to have to go back and just click on add, right? So I'm just going to paste that in here, click save. Now I already have my API key, so I don't have to do it. So the next thing I'm going to have to do is search query is going to be the domain. Okay, so the domain, and then number of results. So I'm just going to put 1 because I only want 1 page, and include content and response. Yes. Category, news. I'm just going to put company, and that's pretty much it. Yes. And click save. Now, the next step is going to be click on this plus button and looking for Claude. So the AI model that's going to basically feed in the text scraped from that website is going to be Claude, and Claude is going to basically generate a highly personalized message for me. So let me just go to model, and the one that I want is basically going to be 3.5 sonets. I like it. And max tokens, I'm just going to use 3090, and I'm going to go to add messages, and role is going to be user, and then content is going to be type, and it's going to be text. Okay. In terms of text, we're going to have to feed in a prompt. So I'm just going to go to my 7-figure prompts, which are basically our plug and play community exclusive prompts. So the one that I want is going to be, so we have everything. We have pre-drafting a one-liner, etc. But I don't want a one-liner. I want this one right here, which is one of the best prompts I've ever crafted in my life, honestly. So now that I have this prompt, I'm just going to have to feed in what I want. So I'm just going to write some JSON. And before I actually do that, I'm going to make sure you guys see the text. So, oops, let me remove this right here. There you go. So you can see everything. And then I'm just going to add in first name. So the first name is going to be the guy, right? So the guy right here, which is Andrew. And then I'm going to feed in the company name. But yeah, before I actually do that, I need to clean the company name. Okay, so we forgot to clean the company name. Let me just add this. So I'm just going to leave that empty for now. And then I'm just going to feed in the title, or let's just feed in the headline of the person. So headline, and it's going to be headline, which is headline. Yeah, headline. And then I'm going to add in website scraped data, which is going to be the results from EXA, okay? Which is going to be text. So let me just map this, sorry. And then that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and click save. But before I actually run this, I'm going to have to add another thing right here. So I'm just going to unlink this, and I'm just going to use an AI model such as Gemini, which is extremely cheap. And then I'm going to create a completion and just paste that in here. Okay, so the way you're going to get this AI model is I'm just going to go to Gemini API key. Okay, just type that on Google and you're going to go to get a Gemini key, and it's Google AI for developers. Okay, so you're going to have to get a Gemini API key, that's which is here. And then you're going to have to go create API key, right? And basically just copy it. Okay, so this is your API key right here. Okay, so now that you know this, I'm going to go and I'll just use, by the way, a Gemini AI is extremely cheap. Okay, it's like $0.1 for like 1 million tokens. Shout out to someone in our community, Nishal. He was the one who actually posted about this. So now I'm going to basically use another prompt, which is going to be the company name cleaner. So I'm just going to plug and play again, which is the company name cleaner. And I'm going to paste that in here. And then the company name is going to be the organization name, like I told you. So organization name right here, because we want to clean it up, because Urban Leaf Ltd. We don't want to say I noticed Urban Leaf Ltd. You want to say Urban Leaf, right? So it makes the outreach much more powerful and personalized. And it doesn't seem like it's a mass campaign. So company name, we're just going to add in company name, and then domain. We're just gonna map in the domain from mails.so. So domain right here. Okay, so domain, which is here. And then the headline, the person's headline. Okay, so headline. And then let's just put this here and click save. And then now, let me go back, zoom out, and then I can add basically now the company name right here, which is going to be the results of Gemini. Okay, and click save. All right, so let me bring myself back here. And then now I'm just going to have to save this. And before I actually do anything and run this, I want to add in another filter. So I need to add a condition. So only if the only if the results is equal to deliverable. So only if the email is deliverable and found. So now, in terms of limits, let's just run 5, for example. Okay, so congrats on scaling clear features, Surika. That personal touch in recruitment is exactly what the industry needs right now. Would love to share how we're building sales systems that help firms like yours connect with ideal clients in the same personalized way you approach recruitment. Wow, that's an amazing personalization that is relevant to us, to our business model. So now I'm going to click on this plus button right here, and then I'm going to walk you through basically the copy that worked. Okay, so let me just go back to my visual drawing right here. And here's the exact copy. Okay, so let's actually dissect this together, shall we? We're going to have a personalization here, which is going to be like the juice that we have, highly personalized personalization that I just showed you. And then we have a clear value prop, right? which is reaching out, because we can connect your top candidates with the companies that need them the most. We can do it at scale on a pay per performance. Our technology can engage with candidate pools 17 times larger than traditional methods, but with communication that actually feel personal and relevant. We've seen engagement lift of about 130% compared to standard outreach. This is what I mean by a clear offer, right? So this is a clear offer. This is a clear value proposition, right? So on a pay performance basis, we recently helped Premier Foods secure 4 critical production roles that had been open for months, generating £92,000 in placement fees for our recruitment partner. Again, I'm just showing a little case study here. So case study. You don't have to have a case study. You can say on a pay performance basis, we built a system that can secure 4 critical production roles, or whatever 4 critical roles that you have that that might be open for months. We can generate you like a general ballpark and about 12 to 15 weeks in placement fees for you. So this is basically kind of like a way what I would frame this. And this is exactly what I teach people in my community. Even if they have 0 case studies, they still get results in their first client in like just a few weeks. So for you, I'm seeing potential to amplify what you're already doing brilliantly. Okay, so when I was writing this, I was actually targeting recruitment in the UK. So this is why I say brilliantly. So the jargon and the language is kind of like in the UK. So I'm basically saying, hey, we can amplify what we're already doing brilliantly. So I'm not just saying, hey, you're shit. Excuse my French, you're nothing, or like you guys aren't doing nothing. You're not getting any clients. So I connect the right people with the right opportunities, just at a much greater scale. Let me know if this sounds interesting. Yes, we have a soft CTA, what I always recommend. Okay, so awesome. So now that you know the copy, let's just go ahead and just basically paste it. So let me just copy this, and I'm going to go back to make.com, and I'm going to go to tools, right? And the one that I want is going to be set variable, and then it's going to be dream email, which is our method here, the sales systems master method. And then I'm just going to add my text response here, and then I'm going to keep adding everything here. So let me just copy this, go back again, copy, paste, and copy, paste. Looking forward, Saad. I'm going to add in my signature, my process. I'm going to add, let's just add it in instantly. Okay. So let me just save this now. And let me just skip the, we're going to skip the first 4. Yeah. And click save. And we're going to run once. And then let's just read through this. So performing a search, generating a highly personalized message, and then let's read through this. Congrats on growing clear futures, Rika. Love seeing recruitment firms that prioritize the personal touch is exactly what makes a difference in today's market. Would love to chat about how our systems could help connect you with those ideal clients who value your bespoke approach. Reach now because we can connect your top candidates with the companies that need the most. We can do it at scale on a pay performance. Our technology can engage with candidate pools 17 times larger than traditional methods, etc., etc. So I'm just going to add in some formatting right here. This, and that's pretty much it. Okay. So now instead of just saying reaching out, I'm just going to say we can connect you. So we can connect you, right? So just to avoid basically, so we have 3 ones. Okay. So that ran for 3 records. Okay. Let's just read through the second one, which is, congrats on building Totus, Graham. The contract recruitment space desperately needs that transparency you're bringing with the 10% model. Impressive how you solved both the client cost issue and contractor satisfaction problem. Let's just read through the third one and let's see, just to show you guys basically what can be done. Congrats on launching Probus Recruitment, John. Love seeing another founder cut through the recruitment noise with genuine face-to-face interactions. Your technical and engineering focus is perfect timing given how competitive talent acquisition has become in those sectors. So there you go. Relevant, timely, highly personalized, and you're probably gonna get 10% reply just by using this. So now the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically add this to my instantly campaign, so I can basically just start my outreach, right? So I'm just gonna add leads to a campaign, and I'm gonna go to instantly AI, and then once you sign up, you're gonna have to go log in, and then the only thing you have to do is I'm gonna show you basically how you can connect. So go to settings, and then go to integration, and they have a free send-in domains for a limited time. That's amazing. So there you go, guys. If you wanna like get started now, so I'm just gonna can I copy this? I believe, okay, I'm just going to go to version 1 and just copy API key pretty easily. And then I can just click on add and just paste in my API key and click save, that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to go and create a new campaign. So let's just name this recruitment and then continue. And then now I'm going to have to run this from the beginning. So let me just first remap my connection. So the one that I want is recruitment campaign. Lead email is obviously going to be the leads email that we found, just leads email. The first name of the person is going to be the first name. So first, last name. Company is going to be the results of Gemini, obviously. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, the personalization is going to be dream email. Awesome. And click save. And then let me just run once again. So we're basically doing everything end to end. We're adding all our leads to instantly. Let's perform a nice search. Claude, generate a dream email. Second one, etc. It's getting added. So let me go back to leads. So the first one has been added. And then I'm just going to type in personalization so I can basically retrieve my dream email. So preview. So there you go. I have the copy right here. And then I'm just going to add in my signature. Send from iPhone. And then that's pretty much it. If I go to leads, so the 3 ones have been added. Okay, everything has been added. And then in terms of subject line, what I'm going to use, let me just give that some thoughts. I'm just going to use, so we're going to say presenting company names, top talent with hiring companies. There you go. And we, that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. So preview, we added everything to instantly. Now, the only thing I have to do is I'm going to have to basically just now remove all of these limits, click save. And then let me just save this. So this is going to be get data from Apollo scraper. And this is going to be validate emails. And this is going to be company name cleaner. And this is going to be retrieve text or website text. And then this is going to be one-on-one message. And then this is going to be dream email. And then obviously there's going to be add lead to campaign. Awesome. I'm just going to save this. And then this is called recruitment 15K system. Awesome. And then I'm just going to export this and I'm going to leave it in the resource and description for you guys. Okay. So now that you know how you can get yourself a recruitment client, I'm going to show you exactly what kind of the deliverables, what's expected from you to do once you land that client. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through basically your deliverables, how you can sell the system, what kind of system you're going to be selling, etc., etc. So now that you've positioned yourself, right, and positioned the outreach as helping them place candidates, right, we can introduce the sales automation as the tool that makes it possible for them. Okay, so how do you sell the Make.com system? So you're going to pitch it like this. You sell the system that scrapes live job postings. Okay. So finds the right companies and sends highly personalized emails on their behalf. So they're always in front of the right hiring managers. Now, I've already showed you guys how to basically build this multiple times on my channel. Just go ahead and check out my last videos. It's basically going to be scraping either Indeed or LinkedIn, jobs, or maybe dice.com, or maybe you're going to be scraping Wellfound. I have multiple videos on my channel. Just go ahead and check them out. And then basically we're just going to use these. You're going to basically look for these in Amplify and just scrape that. So once you close that client, you're just going to have to use basically these systems that I have. And they're all free. Just check out my Gumroad. They're all free. So just download it and basically get up and running as quickly as possible. So again, shift the conversation to placements during the sales call. Selling your sales system is going to feel like a cheat code for them. So the client instantly sees the value because it's solving their actual problem. And I would recommend pricing this from $1,500 all the way to $3,500. Notice what I've said. Shift the conversation. You're going to say our system is going to deliver you placements at scale. Okay. So our deliverables are going to be decision makers that are interested in your current candidates, right? So you're going to go ahead and scrape companies hiring for those exact roles that they're going to give you them. Okay. They're going to be the one giving you that. So you're going to basically sell it hands off along with the 5 booked meetings. Okay, so hopefully you found this video valuable. I'm going to leave all the resource in description, including the free blueprints. Check out Sales System Mastery, a step-by-step on how to get your first sales systems customer in about a few weeks. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.